Well, hello everyone. This is Saul again. Hello, Wombat. You have your Snuggie is not on today. I guess it's a little warmer here in Seattle. And we have a cookie next to Wombat, which is the treat for getting some stuff done today. So I spent the weekend editing the one episode of the podcast, one I've been working on here, Mag Matter. And I I did some of it with this tool vdaw, and some of it worked, and some of it didn't. And then finally, I got a little fed up with it and printed the whole thing out and did it by hand in a different tool. And now I'm gonna wind up. Well, I'm gonna fix some of those issues that we found. Hopefully, mark them down here. And then I also want to apply the edits that I have here marked down on paper into the my little transcript file, and that's going to be helpful just well both to have a source of edits to make, and I'm liking, like, I generated the MD file that I may want it printing out, and the generation of it worked pretty okay. And so I'm thinking that I can generate the transcript from this that I send to our editor, and I can use this to generate the transcript that I'm going to post on the website as well. So I think it's still worthwhile to do this work here instead. Well, I may actually have to go back into Google Docs and apply these changes manually in order to meet a deadline. I want to get this stuff out by Wednesday. But I also want to I think I still should take advantage of this tool that I'm making. I think it's actually a pretty good tool. So we're going to fix a couple things here. Oh, I wanted to mention that this weekend I had to fix a couple other things in order to make it functional. And one of those things was the playing of edits. So let me actually go here and review the log here. So Saturday, I have several commits. Excuse me. So Friday night. Okay, so I have a good dozen commits here since Friday. So I made the Friday changes here on the live stream, and I checked them in a little after that. I didn't wind up. Friday's live stream was not so great. I was lacking sleep, and I don't do so well when I'm under the gun, having to deliver on a certain timeline. Much better when I can sit back and explore. So hopefully I can get more of that mode now. But anyway, I spent some time, well, a bunch of time over the following Friday and Saturday. I didn't live stream it in order to fix some bugs, so that the duration is now fixed, so that I can see the duration change when I cut things, which is super nice. I can figure out where I'm at. That's actually one of the reasons I want to add it into here. I don't actually know how long this episode is with the cuts that I will have made. I want to try it with two things. I want to first of all make some cuts, and then make the cuts I know I'm going to make, and then see how long it is. And then I have some optional cuts. I'm going to leave them in here now for I'm calling it my fam cut, the one I sent out to my mailing list of friends, and then I'll ask them which ones of the ones that are on the chopping block should I keep, and then we'll see what they say. But I also want to know what the minimalist is. Like, if I cut every one of those, are we at a low? How much lower of a point are we at? I should be able to answer those questions with vdaw really quickly if I have my stuff set up correctly. So I can maybe even tag them as on the chopping block. Maybe I have the cut level be -4 instead of, or -0.12, some kind of fictional floating point number, and then I can say, okay, mark those as definitely cut, see what the number is, mark those as definitely in, see what the number is, etc. So anyway, that's the duration. I yeah, pardon me. Oh my gosh, I even got a decent amount of sleep last night, so maybe I'm just still underslept overall. But anyway, I have a little tiny little fix. Sometimes you say 1H 20M, 45, and that means seconds. And so you have it's a shorter thing. It's more obvious whether the thing means minutes or seconds. I actually I have it as an option in the code here, as a fake option in the code. So you can specify what the separators are, we want them to be, and you can use comma for the decimal separator if you want, but it's a fake option, and I kind of restored it to its previous one because it seems like it's the more standard thing. Let's see here, full column. Oh, I wanted to know what the raw duration of each segment was so that I can track how much I've edited out of something. I added a feature to split before a certain input word. Basically, if I don't feel like playing to a certain point sound-wise, I should be able to do a split. This is the transcript-based editing part, right? Where I want to be able to edit the transcript, at least edit the sound via the transcript. And so this is a way I can do it with just typing in the word. And then because the word might be used multiple times in the same line, I also allow a word number. It's kind of crude for the moment, but it was helpful for a couple of cases that I had. While debugging, I wanted to be able to dive into various segments, and so you can dive into. Actually, I had to make a change to the script, or make a script. No, I had to make a function that cleaned the weird timings, and so I needed to be able to get down to the individual word timings, all of them at once, so I can edit the individual timings of those words. And so the G enter to dive into rows dives into all, doesn't dive in, it did at first dive into the row one level, and I believe that I made it now so it iterates through all of the words, so it dives into it to the nth level, which makes this function up here work so that you can clean a sheet of timings with this. And all this is going to do is it goes through each word, figures out which ones are weird, and just erases the weirdness, the weird timings. And, it doesn't just erase them, it interpolates them from the surrounding words. So it finds all of the ones that look funky, whether they're way wrong or way off or come before the later timing. And so it makes it much less perfect or much less tight timing-wise, but it's also monotonically increasing timing-wise, which is super handy for other things. So I have 95% of the playing issues that I was experiencing the audio playing issues that I was experiencing on Friday are now gone. Still, a couple of them are still there, which is weird. I'm not sure why that is, but it does seem to work more or less and get to the general area. Like, I don't even quite care if it's exactly on. It's super nice when it's right on, and I want to get it better in general over coming however long I'm going to work on this thing. But it just has to be in the general region so I can start listening to what it is. And I'm realizing that while I'm using the transcript to edit, and it's super handy to be able to read things, the transcript really is not the most important thing. Like, there are moments in here where the transcript just reads normal, but either me or Mike is taking like a 4 or 5 second pause. And that's not indicated in the transcript, and yet that is not acceptable for podcasts. I think we should cut that out. And that's not that big of a deal, but I have to be able to listen to the whole thing to find that. And there are some times when it's a big long ramble of a section and it looks like a mess on paper, but then I've got some energy behind it, and I'm saying things, and it's coming from the heart, or at least it's engaging, it's flows, right? And those things are fine. I want to keep those. That shows that I'm human and I have some energy behind this topic. So I really need to be listening to the audio most of the time. I can certainly look for content. Searching for content is really wonderful with the transcript-based editing. And I'm even looking for whole sections that can come in and out. But when it comes down to really what is going in and staying out, I need to be able to hear the audio, which is why we're doing this both as an audio tool and as a transcript editing tool. Okay, anyway, so I changed the key bindings also. Now, I don't think anybody else cares about this just yet, but I was noticing that I was pressing P to play, and that would always start from the beginning, which is not what I want. Shift P was kind of too cumbersome to play, which is fascinating. It's not that much. It's only an extra shift key, but it was getting to be a lot. So now I have Shift P to play raw, so it plays everything, including cut portions, or P to play from the cursor without the cut portions. And then I have ZP to toggle play pause. That's how you actually stop it. I don't like that so much. It's 2 letters that are across the keyboard. I only have one hand sometimes. And it's awkward to press those two, well, not at the same time, but even still pressing both of those keys in sequence. And it doesn't quite make sense, so I'm going to be looking at a different one of those. But for the moment, it's fine, I guess. Let's see, what else did I do here? Fix those bugs. I added a binary search for the time stuff. It's just the right way to do it if they're all in order anyway. But it also made me clean up a bunch of stuff. So, I mean, I'm not sure I'm going to talk too much about this right now. I want to get into the code here. But I want to, yeah, it was handy to think about things. And I think that one thing that's going to happen here with this is that this is definitely turning out to be a prototype, and a very useful prototype, and maybe even a usable prototype. But I may wind up changing a lot of things around in order to make sure that it's, and whether it's in vdaw or it's its own app, ultimately, I don't know. I'm not sure if this is an experimental plugin or a vdaw app, or if I wind up, I don't know, there's a chance that I'm like motivated to make this into a more separate tool that is purpose built for transcript-based audio editing. It's kind of unfortunate because so many of the features of vdaw with the data analysis and aggregations and everything just are a natural fit for this thing, but we'll see. Okay, and then and I had to fix the output XMD. That was just, I checked this in today, but I had to fix it yesterday in order to output it so that you can literally get what the pieces are that were cut or uncut, even though you can be grouped at different levels. You know, you can be grouped, yeah, it's a multi-level grouping that, and then you can be cut at any level in the grouping. Anyway, here we are. I just cleaned up this to-dos. Right now, there's a couple of features. That's not super useful. I don't know about a lot of this stuff, to be honest. So I'll wind up, I'm just keeping it now because it's nice to have some notes for things. That's going to be useful with the cut times. Let's see here. Yeah, moving at a time. That's just the same thing as this. Yeah, okay, that's just that. Select to next marker. I don't seem to be using that because when I'm using the sections, it's super easy to select a whole section. It's just comma when I'm on a section. So I'm not sure if I'm needing much of this. It may be unnecessary. I do kind of, this is like the XMD output that I just made. Output grouping. Select rows from last marker. I don't know. Necessary. Select potential cut lines. Show as a single. I'll do this cleanup eventually, I guess. That's out of date. This is one of those features, is highlight the current word in transcript. That would be super useful. It just seems nice, seems neat, but it's a decent amount of work in vdaw. It might be one of those things that in a custom-built transcript editor would be just, that's just how you do it, of course. And so it feels like a karaoke box. Would be kind of neat. And I'm going to ditch this sync thing here. I think that's not as relevant anymore. Okay. The main thing is here, okay, I was going to start with a simple one, a more simple one, I think, just to get myself rolling here. And the main thing is I'm going to start applying these fixes or these edits within vdaw from paper here. And I think that the second I do this, I'm going to discover that doesn't work, and then I'll wind up fixing that bug. So here we are. This is the bug fixing portion of the program, which is always fun. Okay, so yeah, let's do the single word interjections here. So let me share with you all. And I'm not sure if anyone's here today, right now anyway. If you are, I would love it if you just give a shout out. I certainly love seeing who's listening, if anyone is. But anyway, let me share with you what the deal is here. So I've got this transcript, the XMD file I'm calling it, which is, again, not a great name, but So there's points in here where, here we go. There's many different times when I'm saying or and those get transcribed, and I guess it's okay. I mean, I don't know. I would omit them as a human transcriber, but whatever. I kind of like the fact that it's more. It's like, yep, every one of those is captured. It feels more completionist or something. But when I went to print this out last night or yesterday, it was 46 pages. And I wound up like reducing the font size, and I got it on 23 pages or something, but it was just, now I'm even having a hard time reading it because it's so small. And a lot of it, I realized, are these ahas and and whatever. And so what we're going to do right now is change the output so that it will combine, just like it does, the existing text. And right now it's combining it based on speaker. If the speaker is the same, it combines all the words until the speaker changes or the cut changes. I don't think there's a chance. Yeah, so if you look at this, here actually is striking out everything in the middle individually, and that's awkward, but also fine. Markdown can handle that fine. I think that'll, yeah, there actually are gaps in the strike through, so I would kind of want to, maybe I'll add that as a note here, fix this. Combine consecutive cuts in Markdown. So we can do that. But like I said, it works okay. And so I'm combining it based on speaker, but I'm thinking that I'm going to wind up, if the speaker changes, but there's only one word by the next speaker, then we're going to roll it up and we're going to just say, I could even omit it, but I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to say, like this, minus the thing. And that'll be cut also within the brackets, if it's cut or not. But at least it'll be on the same line. And it's kind of like, oh yeah, this is just an interjection. Yeah, sorry. Very minor things. And it happens a lot. They're all over the place now. So I'm hoping, well, I'm thinking anyway, that some huge reason that this is so, so many pages is all these little things. Each one of those things, not just the one line, but then the surrounding 2 lines, and etc. Okay, so we're going to go here and we're going to try to do that. This is just what I wrote last night. I changed this code here to iter through the speaker rows. So here's my new function that iterates as a generator and does this grouping for us. So you can see here if the cut status is the same. I thought it was good to have cuts only happen on a single line. So if you transition from a cut to a not cut, it doesn't keep it has a nice separate line, so that you can kind of, you're not looking intra-line for cuts. That's my current assessment. And speaker is the last speaker, etc. So this is the line that we're going to wind up changing. But I got to figure out, let's see here. So this is at the end, so what we're doing is we're accumulating this into a list, a cum rows here, and then when it changes, then we go into a cum rows and join the text up. And right now, I also added this edited text here that actually does the editing, well, the markdownization for us. And that was handy. So I just joined everything with a space. That's fine. Yeah. And this might be the exact place that I wind up cutting. Like I know that everything should be cut or not cut. So if it's cut, then just cut the whole thing and remove all the inner tildes. So that might be one of the things I do here, is that. But the other thing is, yeah, I have to add the interjections. When the interjections don't fit this formula, like I don't want, if there's only one word, then it should be done this way, but I don't want to necessarily have that be on the edit row object. So I'm thinking that either I compose this by hand or I change I actually append instead of, here we go. So we're going to have this. So if the cut status is the same and the row speaker is different and the section is the same, we'll keep the section still the same here. So I think and the section is the same, but the speaker is different. And so speaker different. Only one word. So this is where the number of words in the row need to be 1. Do I have n words already? I do. Well, it could be, no, that's right. If that is 1, and the following word is back to the same. I guess I could try this for now and see how good this does. Then we're going to actually append a new edit row. The speaker equaling the row speaker. The section equals the row section. And the text. I don't like how this edit row constructor is happening here. I have to set the data separately. I kind of feel like yeah. Well, we'll deal with it for the moment. So start and the text is the row.text, but it's going to be an interjection. So now we're going to do that. Text interjection. Boom. And the cut. I have to add the cut in here too. I think that's it. Oh, but I have to skip the next one. Oh dear. Okay. So this might, let's see how this goes here. So if I'm walking over every little bit and I come across one of these, this is going to add it. Then I'm going to hit upon it next time and it's going to add it again. No, it's not going to add it again because, no, this is it adding it. That's fine. Oh, okay, we're not setting the last row, are we? Oh, no, I can't do that anymore. Okay, so now I have to be setting the last speaker. I guess I could be doing last row. It's getting tricky. Interjection. I could change the speaker to be last row speaker and then actually put the speaker in here. Which I don't, this is probably unnecessary, but and that way at least it'll be Okay, well, let's see how this does. So we're gonna open up the transcript and save it off to the XMD file. Sure. Yes, load the file. Okay. Let's see here. Not at the start. Here we go. Okay. Except for I don't have the name. Why not? That should have been, hold on a second. Okay, 100,000. Okay. Oh, that's in the text. I think I must have added that. Okay, let's go further down here. Sorry, that should have been in there. Yeah. Okay, so it's not working. Inlining interjection. Text. See if it ever even happens here. Nope, does not. Okay. So where the speaker. Does this ever happen? Yeah, okay. So basically there's no case where it's only one word. That's interesting, because there's definitely cases where it is. Row. And words. And this is actually stale. Oh, it's cached. No, that's fine. Yeah, everything in here should be an edit row, but there should be a base case. Huh. Well, this should have caused all kinds of problems. This should have failed. It's almost like this isn't working. Let me see if I can. I wonder if I'm getting zeros across the board here. Let's find out. Yep. Okay, so N-words is just bunk. This is going to cause problems. Huh. No base case. How is this? There's no sum of empty though. Sum of empty. That's 0. Okay, I see. So everything's just 0 at the bottom. So it's just, this is just wrong. If not self subrows. It's actually data, isn't it? If not r.data else length. Okay. Let's see about this here. Try that again. Okay, so I don't need the status here anymore. This is under this iter. That's working now. But interestingly, it's no longer, it's not inlining interjections. Oh, it is. Oh. Okay. Well, great. Wow. Perfect. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Inlining this here. Watch this thing work. Okay, good luck. Edit it over again. Okay. Okay, so we've got a yes, whatever, but there we go. Salt. Okay. Great. Well, that's going to change a lot, actually. Wait, 944 lines? That's not bad at all. Well, actually, wait a second. There's 60 lines a page. That's about 15 pages. Huh. Okay. I'm going to take this out and just see how long it is. I didn't track that, of course, but I save it again, 966. $1,300. Okay, so it's a good 25% reduction. Maybe a little more. It's pretty good. So yeah, there's a lot of those interjections. So now we're gonna undo this here. And that's a good one. I'm just gonna go ahead and add that here. Because I feel like that's, I mean, even just being able to see it at full size would be very helpful. So fix to that. I think I can make this be a property again. At least it can be draw cache property. Where's that white space issue? Inline interjections. Okay, so that's that. Now, I did want to make sure that it, well, I'll see it soon enough. I'm going to try once more here just to make sure. I want to make sure that it's cutting those statements too. I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, it's not cutting them. Okay, so that's an issue. Cut equals row.cut. Oh, I think I'm, oh, you know what? I can't use that. I have to use is cut row. Okay, if I do that, then, you know, what am I doing? I can do this. Save myself, oh, dash B. Save myself the hassle. Terminated. Huh. Well, that's interesting. That should have worked. How did that not work? Okay, add to the list. Batch convert transcript to XMD. Terminated. Yeah, I'll start with the debug. Okay, we're going to try doing it the old-fashioned way here. So no, it did not work. Cut equals, oh, I'm sorry, put the cut here. Yeah, okay, I'll just do that. I think it's right. I think both things have to happen. I want this thing to work. It did not work. Okay. Still no. Do I have this change in the cut? I do have that. Or is not cut. Subrows is, okay, that's fine. I should be using that anyway. No subrows, that's fine. Although I could add the subrows in order to have them be legit. It's probably the easier way. It'd save me a little bit of code if I were to do it that way, if I can get that working. It's the better way to do it, I think. But this should be working as it is. Cut is not none, and there are no subrows, so it should be setting that to the cut. And we're using is cut. On the existing row, current row. So it's inlining it, but not setting it to cut. Why would that be? Okay, I also added this dunder stir here. And I'm actually going to say if the whole thing is cut, mixing my Python and my C ternary operators here. So this is going to be cut. This cut else nothing. That doesn't really help us. Well, I guess we're going to go over here. We're going to print this. There's a nagging feeling in the back of my head that this is related to the terminated stuff when we're doing it in batch mode, but I have no idea if that's actually the case. Okay, so yeah. all. Yep. But it's not cut. They're not being marked as cut. Why? Oh, why? Oh, why? Aren't they being marked? Isn't this marked as cut? I'm going to be a little bit self.cut color. I just want to see what the cut value is. Huh. No, it seems like it's legit. Wait a second. First of all, we're going to change this start and end here. I think I just do this. But if it's true, so it is inlining it, but it's not marking it that way. Well, one thing we can do is try to kill two birds with one stone here. And since this we're going to wind up, if it's cut, if the whole thing is cut, then we're going to wrap the whole thing in these tildes anyway. So I'm going to basically say if it's cut, first row, yeah. Then we're going to remove replace. We're going to replace all that with nothing, and then we're going to try that. And there's one at the end I gotta fix too. We'll see if this does it first here. Okay, so that did what I wanted it to, and marked these things in. Yeah. Well, okay, so it did work. Yeah, my tactic worked. I don't have to worry about it, which a little unsatisfying, but getting it working is the main thing. But now I have to apply this twice. So this is this little, like, you know, it's kind of getting a combine, basically combine row, that's fine, that's all legit. Okay, so here's my little combine rows function here. And then we're going to yield that, and then at the bottom, we're going to yield it again. too shabby. Let's make sure that works. Just to find it. Oh, combine rows. Okay, good enough. Now we're going to add that. Combine consecutive cuts, yes. Fix split, sure. Those two are done. Honestly, I'm just going to remove them. I'm going to amend this other one because it's a bug to fix this, and now I'm going to also okay. Cool. Well, that's one piece. The next piece here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, hey, Anya. Welcome. Good to see you. I just fixed not a bug, but it's a minor thing. Obviously, I've added this. I think I was complaining to you the other night that I was trying to print out the transcript, and it was like 46 pages. And a lot of that, I think, is because there are some interjections that are like single word ones, like "oh" or and I just made it so that they get inlined now. If there's only a single word, then it gets inlined in the previous paragraph and changes a lot of these things. I have a lot of these things in there. So I think that's kind of handy. And then now it's 944 lines. So hopefully, and it's like a 30% reduction. Oh, okay. Thank you, but don't worry about it. And in fact, we want it. I think we shouldn't be doing that by hand. We should be using the words that Whisper provides us and the speakers that it provides us, and then we'll do this kind of stuff automatically because we can't do it automatically. So, and in fact, there are some places where you did that manually, and they are now in a different format because of that. Like up here, it's like a right, and so it should say Saul right, but okay. So we're going to do one more thing here, at least, which is, well, we're going to start applying these edits. So I've got like so many different things in here. I'm going to start applying the ones that I know are thing here. So let me just do this by hand, or do this in order, and see where I get to. So we're going to go to 644, and I cross this off. I think it's going to be hydrogen atoms. If I press play,
yeah, exactly. A hydrogen atom.
Hydrogen, right? A hydrogen atom is general. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to delete. Delete row. Oh, it's X now. X is cut. Well, oh boy. I think I want to alias that. So I cut it. That's fine. I still want to differentiate between the cuts, cut levels, but I haven't quite gotten there yet. It's a little complicated. And I'm not sure I want to do with it, but Anyway, so we cut that one line, and now we're gonna go down to, yeah, exactly, but O. So I think here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wind up trying to cut on time. Let's see how this works. I think it's A. Oh, here's that bug. I'm not sure you can hear this. It's just like repeating on loop.
Time. Mass. Time. Math.
Huh. Okay, so that's one of those 5% of cases. Like we are doing a lot better with it, but still apparently there are some times when it will just get on repeat. And that's like the worst thing, right? Like that it will just hang and you have to like, yeah, fix it, kick it in the head, and it's not great. So I guess I may have to take a little divergence here and try to fix that. So what's going on here? Let's have a repro. Thinks it's on
Time.
Oh. Okay. Interestingly, this is starting on proton.
Time. A mass of 1. And it has, so it's hard to say a mass of 1 because if you...
Whereas this one here...
A hydrogen atom. Hydrogen, right. A hydrogen atom is generally a single proton.
Okay. So I'm not sure... Yeah. There's some leaf blowing going on outside. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but... Anyway, yeah, it's pretty egregious. Okay, yeah, I guess this microphone's good enough that you can't, yeah, you can't hear it, but I can hear it, and I can hear it through the headphones, which is annoying. Okay, so now that I have no moving air, hopefully that'll help a little bit. Okay, anyway, so here again we are with word timings. What's this error here? Oh. Couldn't find it. So either I'm going to, I think what's happening is that it's, okay, if we fall through here, let's at least put a little warning here, which is time we're searching for this is going to be self.start.
Yeah, exactly. But, a hydrogen atom. Hydrogen, right. A hydrogen atom is generally a single proton. A mass of 1. And it has, so...
Oh.
It's hard to say a mass of 1 because if you...
Oh, it's not in the... It's in rows 1. I gotta say though, it's kind of annoying to hear my voice over and over and over again, the same things. So if I do this again, I'm going to try it on a podcast that's not mine. But, okay, so I go here.
Yeah, exactly. Hydrogen atom. Hydrogen, right. A hydrogen atom is generally a single proton. A mass of 1.
Okay, I'm still getting not subscriptable. Non-type. Oh, it's not. Okay, I should be having wait a second. It returns. Oh, I should be getting a warning in that case. Oh, I'm getting a warning. Okay. Okay, so it's the after mode. It's just after. It's after all the rows, which makes total sense. Okay. So in the case that it is after it, it should be returning none or empty. We're going to pause in this case. Okay, this makes sense to me. So that
Hello.
we're on the.
Welcome to Mag.
No thanks. We're on this here.
Yeah, exactly. Hydrogen atom. Hydrogen, right. A hydrogen atom is generally a single proton.
Okay. So our timing is way off here. So we're having problems, or one of the reasons we're having problems. The interpolation even is way off, but.
Yeah, exactly. Hydrogen atom. Hydrogen, right. A hydrogen atom.
So one thing I might want to do. It's like this hydrogen is the wrong like it should be the last one. So kind of what I want to do is say this segment goes from here to here, timing wise, and then have the timings be interpolated. But that's going to have cascading effects, isn't it? Okay. Well, for the moment.
Time. A mass of 1. And it has, so it's hard to say a mass.
Gosh. Okay. So if I play this audio, first of all, I'm playing it. No, I'm not. Okay, still the same issue. So why? So it's locked at 648.5. So wait a second. So I pressed. Wait a second. I'm pressing at 648.7. Why is it getting to 648.5? That's weird. Huh. Yeah, when I press play on the 648.7, it should be going straight to that. So that's an issue. Compensating or something? Oh, it's in the absolute time that we're giving it. cursor row start. Huh.
Mass of 1.
Okay, so there's several things going wrong here, but we're in the I have VD in here. I do. When we're in the playback, play audio here. We're going to be playing from.
Yeah, exactly. Hydrogen atom. Hydrogen, right. Time. A mass of 1.
No. Oh, that seems to have worked the first time, not the second time. 408.7. But then why is it saying? Huh. Seek audio. Oh, so you can't even. It's a rust crate. Okay. I may have to join this MPV subreddit. Not sure how much stuff there is in here, but. Okay, we're gonna look into the MPV here and see if I can't find the seek. So what I'm doing right at this moment here is trying to figure out how seek is implemented in MPV to see if it's doing something funky, like seeking to 100 milliseconds before that, which would be super gross. Would explain it though. Otherwise, I don't really know what's going on. Client, there we go, MPV event seek rather. I may. Let me try this here. Play loop. Wow, this is pretty deep here. MP seek. Queued seek. Oh, is that go to keyframe? Oh, that's interesting. So maybe if I were using wave instead of MP3, that would do it. I didn't realize the keyframes were that long. Okay, let's see here. Is it using MP3? Probably is. There's the MP3. Excuse me again. I don't have a full wave. If I did, let's see here. Audio. Saul and Mike, we don't have a full wave here. That would actually be 1.2.3 gigabytes. Well, let's find out. So I think that when I was combining stuff here, what's the -m flag do? Combine merged format. Okay, so I should just merge. Okay, that's fine. So this is what I want, and I want to put that vdaw here. Okay, so let's see how this works. My hunch here is that MP3 has keyframes, which are chunkier than I thought, and see here, wave. No. Wave first. So now let's try this. I found error. Oh, I'm not calling it the right. I am calling it the right thing. Okay, I wasn't reading for comprehension here. Oh, that's the socket, not the. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. A hydrogen atom. Hydrogen, right? A hydrogen atom. A massive.
Okay, interesting.
Massive.
So it's not the first time, but the second time that it breaks. That's an interesting clue. First time it works.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it doesn't seem to be the
Telegraph.
keyframe issue. Wombat, what's going on? How would this work the first time and not the second time? Is it once it's already playing that is causing the problem? Let's try that. And what if we stop first? Let's try playing from here.
Theory into chemistry.
Yeah.
And it has so. And it has.
Huh.
And it has so. It's hard to say. Hello, and welcome to Mag World, where we like to ask big questions. And it has.
Huh. Huh. Why would it start or seek to the wrong time if it's already playing? Huh. Sorry, this is not making sense to me here. Why it would seek to a different time. Now, interestingly, I have a duration here that's different from the... There's a couple things here, actually, isn't it? I was just noticing that the raw duration for this exact segment is 5.3, but this... Oh, I think it's summing up the individual words. And so I should make it so that the duration... Okay, that's... Wait a second. 16 minutes 44. So these sum durations are actually really way off now. Because everything is kind of all of the dead space. So I have to actually, yeah, look at that. Why is that the case? Every duration, well, first of all, every duration is very small. Okay, so yeah, so if there's no intermediate cuts, at least, I have two things to do. One thing is I got to fix the timing so that the end is never after the start. That's a separate issue. Let's do this here. Before start. And then I also want to fix duration if nothing is cut, use n minus start. And that'll get me a better sense here. Yeah. So it's good that the raw, I think that the raw is, well, no. Well, now I don't understand how the sum of the raw, I think the raw might be, no. Maybe I thought I had fixed the duration stuff, and in fact, if I cut things, oh, you can't see the raw going down. Okay, that makes sense. See the other one going down. I don't know why the raw would be a whole 13 minutes shorter sum-wise. Oh. Okay, so some things never got extrapolated, I guess. That may be the parts that are missing here. Oh. Why is this? What are you? Oh, I see if there's any data at all. That might be wrong. I think that maybe it's not based on data. Number of rows. Okay. There's some data, but not enough data. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay, now I see. I just did not see that. So I think this is just a function of, like, I ran my interpolator and it set some things to none, probably, or left them as none anyway, and then saved it like this. And so now there's some dozen places where the start and the end are none. I'm a little confused. Ah, I see, just pieces in there. So this wouldn't be hard to fix. It's just finding these words, and then, so I think I just need to clean it up. Will this work if I just do this? Everything but the ending. No, that's not true. Okay, I see. It breaks towards the end. Got it. Start greater than end. Oh, well, I may have to take a break here. It is very difficult for me to code with a leaf blower going on. unfortunately. So I'm going to take a break until the floor stops and I come back here. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. Thanks, Wombat, for sitting with me. And I'll see you next time. I'm looking for that cookie.